one of my video editors left. And here's the thing. He's one of the original editors that I found from online jobs back in around June. And I mean, he was doing great, but after a while he had some problems going on, in his life. So he told me he had to go ahead and he couldn't continue working with me anymore. He had to leave and even told me, don't even bother sending the invoice, just because, he was unfortunately not able to, produce the quality I was looking for or whatever. I paid him. I told him to send me the invoice. A month later, he comes back because I told him, hey, just go ahead and message me. Let me know when you're ready because, I liked you as a person. You were somebody I wanted to work with. And, just let me know when you're ready and ready to work again. So he goes ahead and contacts me a month later. Things are much better from there on, and he's turning in things, on time. He's able to do 1, 2, sometimes even 3 videos a week, which is amazing. And also, it's, he's getting money, and also it's like an affordable cost for me. So, we keep the relationship going for a bit more, and recently, let's say about a month ago, he's just been having some trouble with delays, turning in things late. And the thing was, obviously that's not acceptable, but I'm trying to be as understanding as possible. And the thing was, he let me know school started for him. I believe he's 18 years old, so he's like in a senior year of high school. So, I get that. You have school, you have to go ahead and do your thing and do your focuses. So I understood that going in that might happen, but he still turned in his work regardless, even if it was sometimes late. Then it started happening a little bit more and more. And then it stopped, but then it happened more and more. And I know, you're probably thinking, you should have let him go. You shouldn't have let it get to that point. I get that, but he wasn't my only editor I had. I had other ones who turned in things on time. And so with him, that's why the pay was different. So with him, the pay was a lot more affordable than with the other editors that I have. So, but I still liked him as a person, still wanted to go ahead and see if we can build up the relationship, see if we can get that working on, but it just wasn't really meant to be, especially with his schoolwork and then also trying to balance out this. I get it, it's fine. So, but that's not the reason he left. He sent me the message yesterday saying basically his laptop broke. He needed to go ahead and repair his laptop. He thought he would get it done before that, so he didn't let me know. And so that's why there's been like over a day in delay. And then when I messaged him, he let me know that. I'm like, oh, okay, well, what's really going on there? And so he decided not to get it repaired because of the cost. And so he said he could no longer be working with me, which, that's fine. It is what it is there. Even so, he was still apologetic about all these delays I had. He even said not to send the invoice on the last work that he had over the 2 weeks. So, this person, he understands his mistakes. He understands it's not right. And so he, says not to be compensated for it. Obviously, I'm not going to go ahead and do that. He did work, whether it was on time or not. We agreed that I would go ahead and pay him for the work. I didn't put any constraints on delays, which I probably should in the future. But at this very moment, I'm not putting any constraints there. So I went ahead and paid him, and so after that I asked him if he wanted to continue working with me doing a different project. He said yeah, he wanted to know more details about it, so I let him know basically what the gist of it is, which involves using his phone instead and very minor edits, which are screen recordings, tutorial style videos like how do you do this, how do you do that, for a different faceless channel that I have. Search based. He declined the offer just because of his phone quality. He didn't feel it was sufficient. It's fine, it is what it is. In the end, honestly, it's probably better for it just because the delays interfered with the actual business. And although that's the trouble I've been having, which is like the personal and the business aspect, like it's hard mingling. It's hard to not mingling them because I'm trying to like understand as a person. But then on the other hand, it's a business. You have certain rules, you have certain expectations that have to be met. And honestly, that's the biggest trouble I've been having. But so far, at least things have been going smoothly, but I don't know what's going to happen in the future. But so far I'm down to 2 video editors, and those 2 editors are from my voiceover guy. Those are his friends who helped me with that. And I don't speak to the 2 other voiceovers, or I'm sorry, I don't speak to the 2 other video editors because it deals directly through the voiceover. So I'm like, sure, he gets a cut of theirs, so I'm like, I don't really care at that point because they're providing much better work than what this other editor did, and everything's been on time so far. And yes, there were some like little hiccups as far as like font sizes, some images, but it was just minor things. background music, but it was just minor things, and they've been fixed, and they're doing a lot better now. So it's like, as long as I can see improvement, as long as I can tell you're doing better and wanting to do better, I'd rather take that as a person instead of hiring somebody who does great, amazing work, but then just doesn't communicate at all, doesn't follow instructions, directions, or is really disregarding everything else. So it's like finding a balance between there. And I'm not saying I'm perfect at hiring, but that's what I've been thinking so far. And as far as hiring goes, I also do want to mention I put out a job post on Upwork for shorts. I already found my shorts guy. I had 9 different proposals. Out of those 9, I messaged 7, and out of those 7, about 3 or 4 responded back, and out of those 3 or 4, there was one person that seemed really interested, really hyped about it, and I'm like, all right, so this might be the person. There's another person that was confused, let him know, but that's not what he wanted to do. There's a third person that we set up a phone schedule to go ahead and do it, and then after we talked a little bit more, the guy didn't even read my post because I went ahead and confirmed some things. I'm like, all right, before anything, I just want to make sure you're okay with the price, all that's in the job post. Didn't want it, so I'm like, all right, fine. Let's not waste our time and do the call anyway. And the fourth person just submitted a sample that I didn't like at all. So now going back to that first person, that's the person I hired, the one that was with my guts. But here's the thing, although the quality isn't the best yet, it's been improving. I mean, there's been some hiccups along the way. Like, for example, for some of the shorts that have been made, they weren't consistent. I had a watermark that was a little bit bigger, and the next video was a little bit smaller. I had subtitles be in a certain position, and then the next video, it'll be like a little bit lower position. Here's the thing, these are minor things that can be fixed. It's nothing too drastic. Although it appears drastic at first, I know it can be fixed. So it's been addressed, changes have been made, and now it's a lot better. But there's still some other things that have happened as well too, as far as those shorts go, which is like the timing of the audio and the timing of the subtitles. That needed some work, and so he's gotten a lot better with that. I'm not saying it's perfect, but there's been improvement. The other thing was also spelling. So in a few of the videos, the spelling was off. Like, let's say 85% of the video was fine. The 15% was like with spelling errors. That's been addressed, that's been changed. It's not perfect yet, but it's improving. So that's what I'm seeing. As long as things are being improved and worked on and you're willing to learn, that's somebody I want to go ahead and work with. And that's not just with, my faceless channels, YouTube automation, that's with people in general. As long as you're willing to learn, as well as you're willing to be coachable, that's in any aspect there. Whether they're trying to work with me or I'm trying to work with them, that's like what I'm trying to give off too. Like, I'm new, I'm still learning stuff, I'm open to criticism, I'm open to feedback, so I'm going to go ahead and see how I can do better, how I can improve, and which is really why I'm also like sharing this too. I want to see what you guys have to say too, as well as this goes, any suggestions, any feedback. I had some people give me feedback, I went ahead and listened to it and implemented that too. Like, for example, using shorts that worked. It might be like so easy and so simple, but it's like you forget about those little things. So for my next topics, that's what I've been doing. I've been researching different shorts that have actually gone viral, and I'm gonna go ahead and see what happens over the next week when they're produced and posted. But I'm really excited about what's gonna happen for that. And yeah, that's really all I wanted to share. If you guys want to continue seeing the journey, go ahead and just subscribe. If you have any questions, leave in the comments below, and until next time,